What's going on, y'all? Joshua here, and after a little worky on the kayak earlier, time for a couple laps of Indian pipe. Yep, I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to do a little work using the kayak. So that was superb. But on today's little mission, there's Indian pipe. I'm going to do this little loop, and if you like, you can tag along. So I'm out here on 708, affectionately known as Gap Side Fire Service Road, as well as Poverty Creek Fire Service Road. And this was actually a ride I'd hoped to bring old kissy face pretty girl, but she wasn't good when we got home. So she had to stay behind, unfortunately. It's time to find out, though, how short this little loop is. In the past, when I've done the Indian pipe loop, I would generally park where Poverty Creek crosses this road, this fire service road, and then take Poverty Creek Trail up to Indian pipe, come down and loop it. This time wanted to come this direction because I've actually never pedaled up this. Let me tell you, that right there is one sweet double. Now, I have hiked this trail with Kissy Face Pretty Girl, and this is just a flat connector to Poverty Creek. I don't know, my guess is that it just allows the forestry department to get up to Poverty Creek a little easier, well, at least the middle section. And so, little explaining about Poverty Creek Trail, this is the back side of it when I get up here to it. And I always forget how many total miles POVs is. I want to say it's 7 miles basically. And the first 5 miles out of the parking lot, that's that. Yeah, that's that. And then you have 2 miles basically once you get across the fire service road, which the backside of Poverty, those 2 miles have some pretty sweet tech. Nothing, no long downhills, unfortunately, so to speak of, but good little chutes with tech. Lots of rocky rocks. Good, you know, baseball, golf ball size stuff, what have you. But back to what today's mission is. I just wanted to see how long a loop would be and hit a couple laps of Indian pipe today. It's a trail I don't frequent. Namely, it's like the shortest trail. Basically, I think all of Pandapus trail system. So, but it does have one superb chute. I'm not all knee padded up today, so I'll be taking it easy. Conditions will be super loose. Really shouldn't be too bad, because it does, by using this little connector, cuts off a couple little ups and downs on Poverty, especially if you start from the side where I generally do, where the trail crosses the fire service road. That's got a couple little punchy punches. Now, regarding kayaking adventures, should be kicking off pretty soon. Those are just basically going to be fishing videos out on the New River, and those will actually be over on the main channel. Joshua does stuff and such. And I'll leave a link for that channel in the descripciones. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that one over there. They'll be few and far in between on those videos. I'll still primarily be mountain biking and motorcycling. Mountain biking is my jam. And we have reached Poverty Creek Trail, y'all. This is actually one of the fun chutes coming down, because you have all the super loose stuff. Like I said, you have big baseball sized rocks, bunch of riprap. It's definitely one that when you're pedaling up, until you get into right here on either the left or right side, if you break traction, you might have to start over. But again, the back end of Poverty Creek has these chutes like this, but they're brief. So it's fun to come out every once in a while and ride this end of it, but in the end, it's very much XC oriented. XC with a dash of pepper. Now, the first 5, they're very mundane, very chill. Here's one nice thing about this particular chute, pedaling up, is having the shoulders instead of have to go through the main rut. Definitely the least ridden end of the trail system, without question. So it's not uncommon to find debris on the trail. Typically just some sticks here or there. Like that little go-getter right there. Pew, 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 pew. It's one of them excellent mech catchers that makes the ride much less pleasant. Yeehaw. Nice little cruiser there. Nothing fancy. These root step washouts can be uniquely challenging at times. Oh, we'll switch them up back. Whew. Oh, little rock and roll there. Leafies. The other nice thing about being out on this end is, there again, because it's so used so little, you often do find yourself out here in the peace and quiet. Well, that's a big leaf. He's gone. Here's another one of those little cruiser gardens. Nothing too crazy, just some loose over hard pack, you know, baseball size rocks. Oh, I guess I'm still pedaling over. That's what I'll tell you all about trying to trail ride with a T9 compound rear tire. It's redonkulous. So, if you want to rock some Specialized, I can say you can do a T9 up front. But man, if you're just doing general trail riding, try and get set up good on a T7. You really do not want to sacrifice the pedaling efficiency. You just don't. It's rather awful. It's straight up resistance training, even on flat ground. And speaking of which, the T9 compound by Specialized, I don't recommend getting them if you're not already a fast rider, because the Cannibal and the Butcher are excellent tires. That is to say, in dry, very good, and then maybe semi-wet conditions. Full on wet, no. Still not a fan of Specialized tires, but in way of those other aforementioned conditions, oh, they are excellent, without question. Well, that compound is brilliant. However, they are slow. You'd be better off pulling some molasses out of a freezer and trying to pour it. Yeah, I really am going to go ahead and do a T7 tire for the rear. Just investigating what tread pattern I want to go with next. Here's another good one to move. If I'm not mistaken, that should be Indian pipe ahead. I see the trail, son. Look at the beautiful butterfly. Well, not two shabs. go ahead and do a little U-turn, grab a couple gears. Here's. Ta-da! This is your butterfly. What's a little butterfly? Make sure I click a gear for no reason. Oh, shift, you monkey. Yeah, I really do need to address that. Okay, this is Indian pipe, y'all. Wow, that's a raunchy vine. Yeah, this used to be a little cut through, but I can see nobody's riding it. Into this jank chute. Woo! All right, this is fun right here because this root can kick the rear if you don't really hop it. Hoppity. And in here, I'll start grabbing a couple gears if you're going slow like me. Tight one there. Let me demonstrate to y'all how little I ride this trail. And down to the bottom. So you see, it's exceedingly short, and hence why I don't generally come out here very frequently. But at the same time, that loop really wasn't that bad. There's the pick 'em up truck. And now get back to it and do another loop. Catch y'all at the top of the old Indian pipe. No silly alt line this time. Just right into it. Another chill lap. Not trying to do nothing silly. And this trail will definitely bite you at times when you're least expecting it. Yeah, I like that. Whew. Silly root time. Hoppity hop. Phew. Really not ever figured out a way I like to attack that one root section back there, kind of when you're first getting into the trees at the bottom here. Just that one, really the one main big root that just haven't really ever been comfortable railing through. If I get past that, definitely make a couple seconds on the trail. But anyway, that's been a look at 2 laps of Indian pipe. Thanks as always so much for tagging along. Greatly appreciate y'all. And as always, go love thy neighbors and watch what the Lord does for you. I'm out of here. Bye.